What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Now, from time to time, you know, we talk about some touchy subjects. And this subject right here, let me say this real quick. Disclaimer. What I'm about to say and what this video is about is in no way, shape, or form a smear against anybody of the Jewish faith or any citizen out there in Israel. You know, law-abiding citizen and civilian. But some things got to be said, man. And before I even go into that, let me say this to you. We've been seeing in America and other places a bunch of these people that are protesting in college campuses, so on, so forth. They've been going up on bridges and shutting down traffic, protesting, doing all kind of stuff to be seen and heard. The bottom line is you've been seen and heard for decades. Vietnam War, Gulf War, it never does anything. But yet there are still people that go out here and feel as though they want to go and protest and give their opinion. Have at it. But you cannot tell me, for some odd reason, I never said nothing or made a video about this stuff. All of a sudden, this crackdown on college campuses. First, it was a few campuses. Then all of a sudden, it started spreading nationwide. And now the police are involved and people are fighting and making strongholds on college campuses and all of this type of stuff, you know, in protest. Some are for Palestine, some are for Israel. They're fighting each other, ain't got nothing to do with that direct conflict over there. It's just a difference of opinion. Why are y'all fighting? Y'all look stupid. No matter what y'all do and how much blood y'all shed over here. And that's the part that's cracking me up. Y'all are fighting each other, committing war against each other in protest to get your point across to somebody else, where a war, you trying to stop a war or stop the onslaught of somebody else while doing that over here, trying to get your point across. Silly. That's just my opinion. But let me jump into this thing, man. You cannot tell me this whole thing is not scripted or it has some type of political backing behind it. You notice, like, the closer we get to election, some of the craziest stuff is starting to happen. And they're going to bring somebody in here who they already know probably who the next president is going to be. They're going to bring them in there, have the right words, and talk about all of this history they helped create and how they want to stop it and not see it no more. But nobody sees it like that. But anyway, let's get into this damn video. I done ranted enough. The issue I have with this whole conflict, and I think the main contributor or the one that's the problem, is this dude right here. This is was it Prime Minister or President? Either way, Benjamin Netanyahu. Fuck this dude. I ain't talking about the whole country. I'm talking about him. This dude's an asshole. He is. And I'm going to break this whole thing down to you why I say what I say. As of recently in the news, you've seen they blocked Al Jazeera media, which is usually, you know, an Islamic-based media company out there in the Middle East that reports on stuff, various things around the world. Now, Al Jazeera got some good news. We're not going to front. That's a major news media outlet. They have some good news. They got some good stories that they reporting on. They reporting on the war just like that. But inside Israel, they shut down their recording and all of this other stuff, talking about it might compromise their operation. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? That's the first thing. When I seen that, I'm like, okay, enough is enough. I'm gonna say something. This guy right here is a mess. He come off like a dictator to me. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. You guys know what the rules of war are from the Geneva Convention. You know, after World War II, they came together, had this Geneva Convention, gave all these laws and rules and bylaws and guidelines of how to be somewhat diplomatic in times of war. This guy is violating a whole bunch of them. That's why everybody's protesting. This dude right here, in my opinion, need to be brought up on war crimes and need to step his dumb ass down immediately. People in the country have mixed reviews about him, but don't nobody say nothing. He making himself look bad. He is. Listen, They bombed hospitals. Think about that. And the rules of war, international humanitarian law, is aimed to protect people who have no longer or not taking part in hostilities, so on and so forth, right? Meaning civilians. Now watch this. One of the rules, the first law of the Geneva Convention is what? To discern in war a civilian from a combatant of war, who you going to war with, right? Look at these pictures up here. So it was combatants in every one of those places, even the residential places, the way you had to tear cities on top of cities to complete rubble. Unlivable. Look at those places. They went through cities like barbarians and torched them, blew them up. I got a big problem with that. Sick and wounded, medical. You know, you bomb these hospitals and tear these hospitals up. One of the rules of war is medical workers must be able to perform their jobs. How can they do surgeries and stuff in a city covered in ash and rubble? No place for these surgeries to be happening. There were pregnant people there when you ran through these places. Come on. Come on, let's keep it real here. Let's be honest. Limits to warfare. There are limits to warfare. This guy is out of control, man. Out of control. And that's the way I see it. People telling him, hey, man, back off. Hey, look. You need to. And it seemed like every time it's a ceasefire, no matter what, they constantly moving forward. Now, supposedly they took, 100 and something hostages? And this is the big thing people forgot about. Took 100 and something hostages. That's the main thing of why you are trying to get these hostages back, right? You can't tell me with the military might that you have and you rushing up in there and taking places. Because like it was weird to me how they telling you where they're going to go, what they're going to attack, what they're going to do. So why did you cancel Al Jazeera? The media. I was watching it. I've been watching the conflict. I'm like, yo, they telling right what they're going to do and where they're going to go. A lot of people, innocent people, have been hurt, civilians. That is not going along with the code of military conduct as far as war. It's not. But nobody want to say nothing because it's Israel. And people are scared. I don't know why people are scared. This guy, I'm telling you, anytime there's war, there's what? Spoils of wars after there's what? Victory. Right? You cannot tell me that they're trying to drive them people off of that land and they're going to start trying to claim part of that land for themselves. They're going to wind up, when this whole thing is over, you watch mark my words, my opinion, I think they're going to have it to where they can confine these people in a smaller place than they was already in. Think about it. You got all of these military weapons funded by the United States, all of this sonar. You got the Spetsnaz, the special forces. Y'all know that Krav Maga shit. These people came in on paragliders. In the air, bust through your borders, all of that stuff, grabbed people and ran out. There's a video, or it was a video on YouTube. I would have played it, but it's very brutal, where it shows what they call CCTV cams, or just, pole cams, showing these people just coming in there and just blasting the hell out of people. Now, what they did was savage, and a lot of people's lives was lost. But you killed tens of thousands opposed to them few hundred people that were shot and hurt. Come on, man. Come on. It's like now it's no discernment in who's friend and who's foe, who's civilian and who's combatant. And nobody's calling that out because it's Israel. I think that's messed up. And now this stuff pouring over here, people fighting each other and all this other stuff because of what we see on TV. This guy is a problem. Supposedly, Biden administration said, hey, stop, man. Hey, you need to do this to that. Y'all putting sanction on other people. Why you not putting sanction on them? Why you not pulling out? Think about it. If I'm the leader of the free world, as soon as I seen the goofy shit, I'd have been like, hey, we need an emergency meeting right now. Listen, we need you to cut this out. There's ways to delegate and there's ways to negotiate. They took them people because it's something they want. What is going on over there? Oh, no, we're waging war. We don't want to this, it. Listen, I think they're doing this. I think Netanyahu is doing this for two reasons. Number one, he want to look like a hero to his people. Number two, they've always had the Israel and Palestine conflict where they're shooting missiles back and forth and all this other stuff. I think he wants to be the one to come forward and be like, boom, be remembered. Like, yo, I struck a blow for Israel. You can't mess with us no more. In Iran and all these other places, right? Where they're funding Hamas and all this stuff. They've been doing that. They've been doing that. Think about it. Been doing that. They just had this thing where they shot the barrage of missiles back and forth with Israel and Iran and all this other stuff. That's going to always be what it's going to always be. It is. But what's messed up is a lot of people caught in the middle that don't have nothing to do with it to go get these 100 and something hostages back, even if they still are alive, because you're doing so much barbaric damage over here to prove that you're a world force and you want respect and you want to be seen a certain way. I don't even think it's about the hostages no more. You got all of this high tech stuff and you can't pinpoint where these people are. These are common, regular folk that are fighting. Unless they not in the country, which your intelligence would tell you, it's no reason why for you to go around and tear shit up like that. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Something got to be done. This dude need to be held accountable. We talk about accountability all the time. He ain't listening to the U.S. Why the fuck y'all fucking with him? Back off. Because you know, if you ain't have Big Brother on your ass, a lot of them nations over there would fuck you up, egg you or run for your money. They might not have the stuff that the technology you have, but you know, they would press you hard. And that's the thing. U.S. got a hell of a bargaining chip with them, but I don't know what the relationship is to where they won't do nothing. They get back and say something. Then all of a sudden, this department made Biden and them look like a dumbass. After they went over there, they over there in Syria. The hostages ain't in Syria. Why are you over there bombing the thing? The Iranian embassy over there in Syria. What you over there doing that for? Ain't no hostages there. Now, Iran then got pulled up in the thing. Already was bad blood between y'all. Here come Biden. I'm telling Iran, don't do it. Why? Why? They ain't scared of your fucking ass. We losing respect with this shit. I'm going to tell you something, man. And I'm going to say this in closing because, I mean, I don't want to be offensive. And this is not against the people in the country, man, because, I mean, they got citizens over there like we citizens over here. This guy right here is making that whole country look bad, and a bigger enemy or bane of existence that other people see them as for some reason. He's swelling this up with the actions he's doing. It's no excuse for all of the stuff that he's doing right now in all those cities when it's only 100-something people. What they all spread out in all those other cities? All of a sudden, they're always in the hospitals. They're in the hospitals. Come on, you got the Spetsnaz, man. We got Green Berets, Navy SEALs, all that stuff. We would have got them back. Think about this thing almost going on a year. We would have had them people back or some negotiation. See, it's the difference between being savage and civilized. And it's all comes down to your choice. And he made poor choices. So we need to get the fuck out of there. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This guy right here is committing war crimes. He is. He is. And a lot of people in the country, a lot of citizens and stuff is like scratching their head like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? What is the ultimate goal with this? It seemed to me like he's trying to just exterminate people just to do it or make it to where it's so small, a few of them, that they don't pose a threat to anything, not even themselves. It's a damn shame. These are human lives, man. And just because you upset and you mad and built on an agenda because they came in there and made you look stupid, which I can't believe they just came up in there like that, did all of that damage. There was no military to stop them. You don't secure your borders. You don't have early warning systems on, which you do. It seemed to me like it's kind of like set up. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? They run across the border, fuck you up, and just go back. Nah. You got a lot of answering to do. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, just pay attention. Shit don't even sound right. The political game is like the Game of Thrones. It's hardcore, and a lot of us don't understand it, but there's always an objective behind it, and there's always somebody making green out of decisions of them shedding blood. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.